We continue the conversation on research involving aborted fetal tissue, an issue that was first brought to the forefront by pro-life undercover journalist David Daleiden. In the summer of 2015, Daleiden released his undercover work with the Center for Medical Progress, which alleged Planned Parenthood was selling aborted baby body parts for profit. Joining us now to discuss the Trump administration's restrictions on fetal tissue research is David Daleiden himself, the founder and project lead for the Center for Medical Progress. David joins us from our EWTN West Coast studio in the Diocese of Orange in California. First off, David, what is your initial reaction to this news surrounding fetal tissue research?
This is really good news, and this is a big victory for pro-life Americans all across the country who helped elect this administration. What it means is that no longer are taxpayer dollars going to be spent on experimentation on the broken bodies of aborted children from abortion centers like Planned Parenthood in our country.
In your opinion, David, does this action go far enough in preventing the use of aborted baby remains in research?
I mean, certainly you can always go farther, right? I mean, a lot of the activity that's involved in the market for aborted baby body parts, trading in aborted human baby body parts for profit or for valuable consideration is against the law, and ultimately that's a job for the Justice Department to do, not the Health and Human Services Department. So it can always go farther, but I think the new policy changes from the administration announced this past week are very, very good. So I think it's a very, very solid and good foundation to move forward from.
David, it's been almost 4 years since your Center for Medical Progress videos began rolling out. What more have you learned since your videos were released in the summer of 2015?
You know, the more that we look at the harvesting and trafficking of aborted baby body parts, the more horrific the entire topic becomes. As you've seen the op-ed that I just published in the Washington Examiner this past weekend, looking at some of the research projects, some of the experimentation with baby body parts that's been done just in the past couple of years, published since the release of CMP's undercover footage. You have information about NIH-funded, government-funded researchers who are doing experiments where they're harvesting livers from born-alive infants, infants who are alive at the time of delivery, aborted through a labor induction method in order to get the freshest, most pristine quality livers for human transplant experiments. And this is all done according to guidelines set out by the FDA. Which are guidelines of a tissue product quality level that groups like Advanced Bioscience Resources, one of the longest time contractors with Planned Parenthood for harvesting body parts, are well known to provide. So the deeper you go down this rabbit hole, the more that you start to look at it, the story gets bigger, the violations get more extreme. And the urgency for agencies like the Health and Human Services Department that have oversight authority and agencies like the Department of Justice that have law enforcement authority to step in and do the right thing and stop the abuses becomes more and more important and more critical.
Absolutely. And finally, David, you have been facing a number of lawsuits following the release of your undercover videos. I know our viewers are interested. What's the latest on your case?
Sure. So the latest is that Planned Parenthood and their allies are going to have to start to face the music of this whole ridiculous persecutorial production that they have orchestrated. Their top abortion doctors, their top executives have started to be deposed under oath in the lawsuits that they brought against me, and some of their people are going to have to take the witness stand if the bogus criminal prosecution from Kamala Harris moves forward in San Francisco. So stay tuned. There's a lot of really good information and a lot of really damning information for Planned Parenthood that has come from that process already and will continue to come out in the months ahead. So stay tuned for that.
And I'm sure we will be talking to you soon again. David Daleiden, project lead at the Center for Medical Progress, thank you for your time.
Thank you.